What's up, podcast? It's Matt. It's been a week. Man, has it been a freaking week. Warning, this episode is going to be explicit. Fuck. Starting right there. Fuck. You know when you fucking do something and it's nothing goes your way and you're very, very frustrated? So, last week, when I did the last episode with Marvin, I made an impromptu purchase for a microphone because I needed a new mic, and I needed a second mic to track him, and I bought this mic that said it got the best reviews, and it's shit, and out of spite, I'm recording on that mic now, and it drives me freaking nuts because you can hear all the background noise that it's picking up, and I've adjusted the recording level and you can still hear the white noise, but out of spite I must record on it and it annoys me. Anyway, this is off the cuff, so we got to be unscripted and brutally honest. It's been a week, man. It's been a fucking week. We have just started recording the album, which is awesome. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can see kind of the behind the scenes of us tracking. And I put up day one so far, and it's awesome. And Jake and Alex, the two dudes I'm working with, are fucking amazing. And they're so good at their job. And bringing this project to life, so I'm super grateful. Everything else has been brutal. It's been really rough, man. Like, I'm sure people out there right now feel my pain, where you kind of put everything into an album and releasing it, and man, it's nerve-wracking. And in the meantime, when you're putting everything financially putting everything into this album, and you're nervous because you've spent like everything you've invested into this damn album, and then you gotta kind of realize, and I think a lot of people out there that are in my position realize this, is that there's one thing in your gut, in your soul, in your heart, whatever you want to call it, you're supposed to be doing this. That's what keeps me going, is that there's that gut feeling of I am put on this earth to do this thing. And it's hard. It's really fucking hard. I remember I worked in this restaurant in Midtown that I talked about in the previous episodes, and I was making shit money, working on getting a live show together and a previous album, but I was making shit money and bearing through it because I had this feeling, and I still have this feeling in my gut, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is why I'm here. Right? This is why I'm on this earth, is because my reason is to make music. And, it's hard to, sometimes you lose sight of that shit. And you get discouraged. Like I said, I've had a fucking week, and I feel really fucking discouraged, financially, personally right now. But you have to keep this in mind, and you know that no matter what life throws at you, you're here for a reason, and your reason and your soul is to make music, and you cannot waver from that path. Like, man, I felt like shit recently, and I should probably be doing this on like a Facebook Live or like an Instagram Live, because I'm sure it would be really cool to have conversation with people about this. But man, this is kind of like it's more of a conversation, so I wish that I had I wish this was like an interactive thing, because I know that there are people out there that are feeling some type of way, and I can think for artists especially, like we go from like day to day or like week to week, or like one week, we're recording and it's awesome and we're getting a lot of, traction with the recordings, and we're on a high, and, creatively we're doing great. And then the next week you're like, man, fuck, like, oh man, why am I doing this? Or day to day, it's so hard as like an independent artist, like, fuck. So, that's kind of the reason of this podcast. And I think these kind of weekly updates are almost like journal entries of how I'm feeling, and to connect with you guys, because I know there's somebody out there that's gonna relate to this, at least this week. And yeah, there's so many highs, and which are amazing, and there's so many lows. I come back to my first show I ever did, right? And there was literally 7 people there. Like, I remember this very much, and literally 5 out of the 7 were like my family's friends, And then I go on tour and I play with this like huge band, and we're playing stadiums of like 20,000 people, And it's insane. And I come back and I start doing my own thing again, and I'm getting, 50, 60 people in the audience, and slowly growing to 100 people, and it's feeling really good. And then it falls off, and it's a roller coaster, man. And it's very entrepreneurial. Being an artist, I think, is very entrepreneurial. You're your own entity. You're your own artist. You're your own PR company, because doing PR, a good PR company, costs you like $10,000 a month. So you're doing it yourself. You're your own PR. You're your own social media manager. You're your own manager, which is great. And I mean, you learn so much. But it's hard, and I understand it's hard. But holding on to that thing, holding on to that gut feeling, I think if you're meant to be doing this for a living, you have that thing. You have that gut feeling in your heart, in your soul, in your gut, whatever it may be, that you're supposed to be doing this. So as much as you feel discouraged, because again, I'm right there with you. I'm feeling a little discouraged right now these days. As much as you feel discouraged, you still have that gut feeling. You dig deep. You feel it. That you still have this feeling of, man, I'm put here because I need to be doing this. Whatever it may be. For me, it's music, but for you, it might be teaching, or it might be being an actress, an actor, a writer, someone doing a podcast. Like, it's so weird, man. Like, my first podcast, no bullshit, the first podcast I put out maybe got like 7 people listening, and now we're at like 400. It's really weird. I never thought that this would be like a thing, but it's turning into a thing. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it. But there's always that thing, right? There's that thing in your gut that keeps you going. So no matter how discouraged you get, don't stop working, and don't fall off the wagon. When you get discouraged, don't go like drink your life away, or like Netflix and chill, because that really doesn't do anything for you. Like, if you feel like you need to take a break, cool, take a break and chill and, clear your head. But like, keep pushing forward, because when you're discouraged and nothing's happening, if you just kind of fall off the wagon, nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be still stuck in the same place. So push forward. What you're stuck right now. How do you get yourself unstuck? That's what I'm working on, right? How do you say, okay, I am stuck in a rut, and how do I get myself out of this rut? And this white noise is driving me nuts. Sorry. I am very frustrated by this microphone. But yeah, dig yourself out when you're in the fucking ditch, man. Dig yourself out. Figure out a way to move forward. I might just label this a fucking weekly rant rather than a weekly update. Because I like doing this without guests too, because it's kind of fun just to kind of talk and get it all out there. But we start tracking again tomorrow, day 2, and I'll put that on Instagram, so follow me. It's Matt Berman Music. And I'll try to put it on Facebook. I've been real shit at getting shit on Facebook, but follow me. I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. This album is going to be unreal. I live on 14th Street, and you're hearing the fucking trucks right now. The album's gonna be unreal. I think I'm gonna release a single first. The working title is You Okay. You.OK. Maybe. I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be exciting. I hope you guys are excited. Stay tuned. We'll have more of this, and I think my next interview will be with one of the producers on my album, so I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned. Thank you for listening to my rant. If you feel like you're in a slum, man, work your way out. That's the only way to do it. Don't just sit there. Find a way out. Dig out of feeling down. I'm there right now, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck to get out. Don't just sit around and feel bad for yourself and feel sorry for yourself. Dig a fucking way out, because you can. Thank you guys for listening. I'll talk to y'all soon.